Hi, everybody, and welcome to Extraordinary on Purpose. Extraordinary means that you live your life with a purpose, no matter what you went through in life, what circumstances, adversity you went through. What matters is that you overcame the pain and now you're serving other people. And today I have with me a guest, Olga Anishenko.
Hello.
Thank you, Olga, for joining us. So, Olga is author of a new book that's about to be published. Also, she is a speaker. She's a very busy church organizer. You're very busy at church. And she has three children. She's a very busy mom and wife. So, what we're going to be talking today on our little program is how to live your life despite the pain you went through, that your life will be an example and light to other people. Helen Keller said, "All world is full of suffering, but also it's full of overcoming." So what's important is no matter what we go through, Olga, right? We come out of it.
It's important to overcome.
Yes, it's important to overcome, and all of us are going through stuff. So today we're going to be asking Olga about her book that she's about to publish, and it's about her personal tragedy that she went through. You want to touch a little bit on your book and why you wrote it?
I never thought I would write a book. It was never in my dreams. I know some authors, they would say, I dreamed since I was 15 years old to write a book. That was never my goal. And the reason I wanted to write a book, it was born when my fourth baby was born very, very ill. He had a hypoplastic left heart syndrome. His left heart never developed, and the doctors told us, do an abortion, your baby's not going to live. But we are Christian people, and that was not a choice for us. So we gave our baby all our chances. And when he was ill, when he was growing, he lived for 7 months and 7 days. When he was growing and we were going through all these problems, open heart surgeries, hospitals, he was at the hospital all the time. He never came home. And I remember praying, I said, God, if you could heal my baby, I would tell the whole world about it. And I kept writing notes. I wrote little things what happened here and there. And I guess it is inside my heart. This is who I am. I live with a pen and a paper. I'm surprised I don't have one right now. So that was the time I said, God, if you heal my baby, I will tell the whole world. God did not heal the baby. We saw it. It was our baby who came to our family ill. He was like a tool in God's hands who worked in our hearts, who changed our life, who brought us to a better and new life. And then after the baby passed away at 7 months and 7 days, I was talking to my neighbors, they're retired teachers, and he said, Olga, you have to write a book. And English is my second language. English is not perfect. And I couldn't write the book in Russian language because I didn't really have many people who supported me. But because they supported me, I started writing book in English. And he said, write a book. You have to tell the world you had been through so much. And he said, we will help you. And they had been helping me for 7 years. And I think they are my angels from God. That's how I decided to write a book, and I did it for 7 years, and finally I'm close to the end.
And you have already spoken in some places and about your testimony.
Yes.
And can you tell us, like, by sharing your story, what kind of feedback did you hear from some people?
My story in Russian is on YouTube. And then it's a short story on YouTube. It's also in English. So mostly so far, I've been helping testifying to Russian community, but my book is in English and Russian. So I want to go both ways somehow. I'm working on that. What people are telling me, one person who listened to my testimony on YouTube, he said, Olga, I've been going through depression for 5 years. And when I listened to your testimony, I was just really touched, like how strong you are. You had been through such a tragedy in life, but you were able to come up and continue living and continue telling the world how great God is. He carries you in His hands. No matter what happens, um, you can still live.
And
You have to continue.
you also mentioned, I remember one mom who, after losing her child or two children, she just kept carrying this pain and could not
Yes.
go even and see, go to graveyard to be with the
Yes.
child, and how it's important to get in touch with that pain and let go, right? Just shortly mention how, as a mother who is grieving mother for years or months, is carrying that pain. How would reading your story will help a mother?
Yeah, and so this is what I'm doing today. 7 years later, the book is almost done. We're working on a cover, and we started the radio program. And our goal is to touch the pain and tell people how I got out from it. Because when you just tell the person, oh, you have to get over it, oh, forget it, move on, people don't hear you. They can only hear you if you tell them, I had been there. This is what happened to me, and this is how I got out. So that's my goal. The reason I'm sharing the book is I have this feeling in my heart to show the worst situations in my life I had been through and how we got out, how we moved on. Because I know there are so many people who stay in that valley of shadow of death and they need help getting out.
Right. I just recently met a mother of 12 children whose 18-year-old son overdosed on drugs, and him passing in one day affected families so bad that the father is depressed, the children are emotionally affected, and they don't know how to deal with it. They're hardened towards God, church.
Yes.
So your book will help Slavic community, which is a lot of times in the community we don't open up, don't share our pain because we feel we might be rejected or just get over it, as you said, or everybody's going through that. But I believe your personal story or someone else's story who already went through similar stuff, it doesn't have to be a loss of a child with disease or drug use. If you had a story of overcoming something, your story will be a stepping stone to healing in somebody else's life.
That's my goal. So basically through the book I show different situations, like our journey. We faced different situations every single day and we had no answers. It's like you face a decision to make, and both ways are bad. There's no good way out. So I am writing everything in detail, what we had been through, and then after, how we healed, how it affected my husband, how it affected me, how it affected my children, my relatives, co-workers, neighbors. This book is a story of people. It's not just me and my husband. It was our co-workers, neighbors, doctors, nurses, family, church, being lonely, separation of the family. It's a people's book, and I was lucky that I had so much support, and I'm forever thankful to the people who supported me. And I would like to share this story with the world because I know there is so much pain going on. Like you said, this family who just lost their 18-year-old child. What do you do? How do you heal? Do you get angry at God? Do you get angry at his friends? Do you want to go out and kill his friends? Or what do you tell your children? How do you comfort your wife if you're not ready to even face the situation? It's a very, very tough situation. And I do hope God gave you this understanding that, Olga, through your book, if you tell what you have been through, I'm going to help heal the hearts of others. That's my hope.
And as you said, sometimes people will approve of your decision to write a book or share your story or anything you start doing new in your life. Sometimes they will disapprove and condemn, but you have to go with what your heart says. And in your case, it was a promise to God, actually. Even if the child did not get healed.
Yes.
But those words came back to you through the neighbor.
It's just, I have been through so much in my life that I could not keep it all in my heart. It was just, during his funeral, the pastor came up to me. He's like, do you want to say something? And I said no, just because I knew we had 5 minutes left only. And since that day, I just regret it. I was like, I should have told the world. He deserves to be known about. And I wrote a book.
Awesome. So, American friends, Slavic friends, this book is going to come out in a few months, right?
hopefully in a month.
Right. So I will put links on the bottom under this video of how you can purchase or put an order for Olga's book, and it'll be a good gift to someone who is all struggling with the loss of a child or any pain in their life, how to heal and overcome, and practical tools and steps overcoming the pain.
I think it's not only the loss of the child, Olga. I think it could be any tragedy in life.
Right.
I heard when people divorce, they're saying it's like a death of my family.
Right.
So I think you can relate to any person, and that's my hope.
Right, yeah. So I heard Olga speak, and Olga, you're available to speak in any church groups or any gatherings of women, maybe, or any gatherings. I will put also her information on the bottom, so anyone can ask Olga to speak from her heart to your heart, and you guys can see that she's speaking from her heart. You know, she's tearing up as she's speaking.
I think we'll do it again when my book is out.
Yeah,
in 2-3 weeks.
We're gonna have actual book holding
another
it on
video.
Yes. So
Yes.
thank you so much for joining us today. And just remember that no matter what you're going through, your pain, you're going to overcome it with trusting God, with people's support. Just see yourself on the other side. One day, your pain that you're going through will be a story of inspiration in other people's lives.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Olga, for joining us. And I can't wait till we see you next time.